Hi everyone, welcome to talk session. In this session we will learn some theoretical concept but will be useful in upcoming examples. So concepts will be state transition table and conversion from table to graph and graph to table. Also along with this we will learn how to write transition function from the given graph or table. So let's start. To understand this concept, let me take one example here. Suppose Q0 is a starting state and Q1 is a final state. Q0 reading A going to Q1 and Q1 have self loop at A itself. You need not to worry what's the meaning of this transition, as we are taking this example to understand state transition table and state transition function. So once we have this automata here, this automata is called as state transition graph, or we can call it as a automata DFA, deterministic finite automata. So this, we know how to draw this. We have learned in the basic also how to represent states are represented by circle and transition diagrams, table, everything we have learned in the basic video, and we have seen some examples on this also. Now from this state transition graph or from this automata, how to write state transition table? For that, it's very simple. We should be able to read first how to read the automata or how to read the graph. For example, Q0 reading A, you need to read like this. Q0 reading A goes to state Q1. Q1 reading A, it goes to state Q1 itself. Another way, Q1 reading B, Q1 reading the B symbol, it's going to state Q0. Q0 reading B, it goes to state Q0. This is the way you will be able to read the given automata. Based on that, we can draw the table. How many states are there? Q0, Q1. So write down the states here, Q0 and Q1. Which one is the starting state? Q0 is starting state. So give the arrow itself here. Which one is the final state? So in the table, you can represent star to the final state. This is the part of notation. Then what are the input symbols here? Input symbols are here A comma B. Our sigma is what? A comma B. Because there is a transition for A and B only. So you can write down here A and B. Now we have to fill these four places. How to fill this? Q0 reading A. Q0 reading A goes to state Q1. So write down Q1 here. Q0 reading B goes to itself Q0. So write down Q0 here. Next one is Q1. Q1 reading A. How to read table also? Q1 is a state reading A. So Q1 reading A. Transition for A from the Q1 going to itself Q1. So write down Q1 here. How to read this? Q1 reading B. Going to where? So check the diagram. Q1 reading B. Q1 reading symbol B. Where it's going? Q0. So it's going to Q0. And this table is completed now. How to represent this? You can write down here delta. This delta indicates state transition function. We can also learn that one here, state transition function. How to write down this function? Suppose how many states are there? Q0, Q1. So Q0, each state will read each symbol. Here symbol is A, for example. So Q0 reading A or delta. State is same. We'll read the next symbol B. Q0 reading B. Next state is Q1. So delta Q1 reading which symbol? A or delta Q1 state reading next symbol B. So here Q0 is a state reading symbol A, Q0 is a state reading symbol B, or same for Q1 also. You need to write down here next state where it's going. That we already learned. I told you how to read this. Q0 reading A going to state Q1. Q0 reading A going to state Q1. Q0 reading B, it's going to itself. It's going to itself. So Q0. Next one, Q1 reading A. So Q1 reading A, it's going to itself. Either you can utilize the DFA, state transition graph, or you can use state transition table also. How? For last scenario, Q1 reading B, you can go to the Q1 here, reading what? B, going to Q0. You can write here. So in this way you can write state transition function also from the given graph or from the given table. Either way you can write down the state transition function. Another way, if suppose you have been given only the state transition table and you have been asked to draw automata or state transition graph. We are habitual to say automata, but it is also called as the state transition graph. So how to draw it? Again, it's simple one. From the table, find out how many states are there, Q0, Q1. So draw the states Q0 and Q1. Q0 is the starting state, so give the arrow. Q1 is the final state, so make it as it is, Q0, Q1. Now see, Q0 reading A going to state Q1. You should be able to read table also. Q0 is a state reading A going to Q1. So transition from Q0 for symbol A should go to Q1. Q0 is a state reading B going to state Q0 itself. So Q0 reading B going to Q0, it means there is a self loop for symbol B. Q1 reading A going to Q1. So there is a self loop Q1 to Q1 for A. Q1 going to Q0 for symbol B. It means what? Q1 to Q0 for symbol B. Q1 reading B going to Q0. Table is completed. Diagram is also done. It is a DFA, or we can call it as a state transition graph. In this way you can draw state transition graph from the table also. Another way, another possibility, maybe in your NST exams, they might have given you only state transition function and they will ask you draw the DFA from the given state transition function. Along with state transition function, they will give you number of states, which one is final, which one is starting state. For example, they may mention like this, Q0 is a state, there will be two states, Q0 and Q1. They will tell you sigma also here, A comma B. Q0 is a starting state that will be given to you, and final state. Here QF means what? F for final. Final states will be the Q1. Now how to draw diagram from the state transition function? See, this is a set of states. How many states there? Q0 comma Q1. So write down Q0 is one of this state, Q1 is one of this state. Starting state is Q0. So give the arrow. Final state is Q1. So give the double circle here. Now once you know how many states, which one is starting, which one is final, you can use this state transition function to complete the transition. How to read this? Delta Q0 comma A. It means what? Q0 reading A goes to Q1. So Q0 state, this one, reading which symbol? A, and going to state Q1. So in this way you can give the arrow. Q0 reading A goes to state Q1. Next one, Q0 reading B going to state Q0. So it's a self loop. Q0 reading B going to state Q0 itself. Q1 reading A going to state Q1. So Q1 reading symbol A and going to itself, it's a self loop. Next one is Q1 reading B going to Q0. So Q1 is going to Q0 on symbol B. Q1 reading B going to Q0. And in this way our state transition graph or automata is completed from the given state transition function. This way you can learn how to convert table to diagram or diagram to table, or you can draw the diagram, or we can say graph, from the state transition function. Let's utilize this concept in the upcoming examples. Thank you for watching.